You know what makes a great speedster? It's being the light when the world grows dark.
I lost my speed.
Guys, I think I found it. Iris is a speedster now.
I'll take it from here.
It's my turn to do what you've been doing.
Alright, I'll monitor from here then. Other monitor. Wow, it's super annoying.
The Flash, all new this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 4, and today we're going to be talking about episode 16, about the trailer that you just watched. We're going to be breaking it down, so if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any DC TV videos later this year. I've actually opened a Patreon, and if you want to support the channel, go to the link in the description below. And also, a big bonus that I think a lot of you guys will like is I'm going to be doing Flash and Supergirl reactions on there weekly, starting from either next week or the week after. I'm yet to decide, but there's going to be lots of different tiers, so it will all go towards the channel in making it better, so it's really highly appreciated if you do, but nothing is compulsory. None of you guys actually need to do it, it's just up to you. But anyway, back onto today's video. So we're going to be breaking down the trailer for episode 16, Run Iris Run. So before we get into the breakdown, as you guys know, I love speedsters. I'm a big fan of them introducing new speedsters, them introducing other types of speedsters like this episode, so I'm very excited. And although I was a little bit upset that it wasn't Iris from Another Earth, and with the reveal that it's actually our Iris, yeah, I was a bit upset, but you know, I'm really excited because I really like the idea of bringing these new speedsters in, and obviously there's going to be a lot of plot holes in this episode. The trailer speaks for itself, right? But she looks cool as a speedster. That should be enough to sell you in the first place. Let's break down this trailer. So within the first shot, we see Barry and Iris and Joe in a room with the villain of the episode, who is technically not the main villain, but he will kick off the episode, and his name is Melting Pot, and he's able to swap the DNA of Metas. So that's what happens, and Iris gets Barry's DNA, so Barry doesn't have his access to the Speed Force anymore. He's not a speedster, and it switches to Iris. It could have switched to Joe, but in this instance it actually switched to Iris. Maybe she was a bit closer, and so she's able to phase. And then so we get a few shots with inside that, and then we cut to a training scene. So throughout the episode, Iris is going to be training with Barry, and so I'm guessing most of this episode is going to be about Barry getting his speed back, them doing tests. But then at one point in the episode, she's going to be like, yes, I want to be a hero, I want to do this, I will take up your place whilst we actually get the hang of this, and whilst we sort out the situation, try and get your speed back to Barry. So that's where she's going to be superheroing quite a lot. And obviously the next shot, we get to see Caitlin, who I love. I really want them to do more Caitlin scenes. She's been kind of belittled this season. There's been quite a lot of Killer Frost, but not too much Caitlin. I want some more Caitlin, and so I do hope they deliver on that in this episode, although it's going to be heavily Iris-centric. So then we get our first official moving look at Iris in her suit, because we've had a poster, we had the photos, and we had the behind-the-scenes leaked photos, and now we've got our first look, and she's taken down Melting Pot, who is on the screen right now. Like I said, he's going to be starting off the episode and giving Iris the power of a speedster. And so throughout the episode, there's going to be a lot of talks between Iris and Barry and the rest of the team, because really it's kind of ironic if they trust her to go out straight away, or if she trusts herself to go out straight away, because last season there was a lot of impact on Wally becoming a speedster, and how Iris actually said to Wally, you just got your powers, you can't just automatically start fighting crime. It was something along there, I'm paraphrasing, so that's heavily ironic. And I think it's safe to assume that surely the team must question the fact that should they let Iris out and risk her own life if she's untrained and she's just got her speed, right? So hopefully they wrap that up, hopefully they actually address that, because that's a big thing in my mind right now, because last season with Wally becoming a speedster, getting into his own, you know, Iris was very skeptical about that, and so was Joe. So in the next shot we see Iris's mask, and it's being given by Cisco, so Cisco's quickly whipped up a mask very similar to Jesse Quick. This is the money shot of the trailer, and so it just seems like this is a repeat of the opening scene that we get every episode of The Flash saying, "My name is Barry Allen, I am the fastest man alive," and so potentially you might get a switch on that, but I doubt it because this is going to be further on into the episode, and we get to see Iris as Purple Lightning. Yes! Thank you. It does not really make sense with the DNA swapping, but thank you. We get another speedster who has Purple Lightning, and maybe we might get some answers as to the Accelerator Man. And I'm really happy that they're differentiating Iris's speed to Barry and how everyone else looks, because it's quite generic as of now. And giving a speedster Purple Lightning is just really cool. I really like when they toy with the new colors of lightning, like when Savitar had his blue lightning. That was really awesome. And so the Purple Lightning, let's try to explain it. So could it show her speed? And I think that's definitely something that might be going on in this episode. So maybe that it is not natural. I think that's a good theory, and it's configured and it's not sustainable potentially for so long, but I think the idea that it's not natural and configured is cool. So is this what happened to the Accelerated Man's lightning? Was his speedster powers given by someone else? I think that's a really cool idea. Obviously it's different from Velocity 9 in season 2 when they actually changed it, but this is genetically changing it rather than injecting it into themselves. So I think that idea is pretty cool, but I think it could show the idea of how fast the speedster is on the color scale, because we know that in the comics the different colors mean different speed levels, and this could show her speed, because maybe purple's like really quite slow compared to the rest, and maybe it's at the bottom of the spectrum, we don't know, and I think that'll be kind of cool. So I think those two theories probably match up the best, or there is just the fact that it's been changed to purple for the fun of it, because why not? Let's change it up, and that's what I'm really happy with, that they're not just going with the generic orange lightning or red or yellow or something like that, and I'm very happy that they're going with purple, because we've only seen a glimpse of Purple Lightning, and that was from the Accelerator Man. So moving on to the next shot, so Iris as a speedster, we see her in a costume, and if you guys didn't know, the suit that she wears in the first scene in the trailer, if you go back and look at that, it is the same thing. So it's a bit confusing as of now, because that's before she gets speedster powers, so maybe Cisco makes some adjustments to that coat, gives it some reinforced tripolymers, as Cisco actually explained. That's what Barry's suit is made of, so it doesn't burn up. We don't know, but it seems like maybe this is a modified version of that, but we have to wait and see for the explanation as to that, and hopefully it makes sense. So we get a few cool shots of Iris suited up in her suit and her mask as the speedster, and I'm curious to see if they actually come up with a name for her in this episode, even though it's only going to be around for just this episode. So I just quickly wanted to mention, before we move on to the next shot, Jaco is going to be the main villain of the episode. I think I'm saying that right, and that is going to be played by Glee star Max Adler, and I'm very happy, because you guys know I really loved Glee, and he was great. His character was so emotional and it was so powerful, so he did a really great job. He's a great actor, so I'm really looking forward to it. Apparently he's going to have pyro powers, so he's going to not necessarily be a meta-human from the bus. I think he's just going to be a normal meta as far as I know, and so he's going to be using fire against Iris, and he's going to be the main big bad of the episode. So moving on to the next shot, we see Barry, and he's sitting down, and they do the typical thing that they do normally around Felicity when she crosses over, when Barry just runs past her and the sheets of paper fly up, and he says, "Oh, this is really weird." So it seems like there's going to be quite a bit of comedy in this episode. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully they don't overdo it, the comedy, and also that Purple Lightning just looks so cool. And the final shot of the trailer obviously indicates that Barry is going to be becoming the team leader for this one episode. Essentially they're just role reversing, and Iris is going to be the hero. He's going to be guiding her, and at one point they're definitely going to say, "Run, Iris, run." That line is just so iconic in the TV show, and I'm really ready for this. So anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
It doesn't make us strong, it doesn't make us weak. Tongue-tied to service like shy preteens. I could only breathe.